Once upon a time, three brothers stood by the Danube River. They wanted to find new homes. The brothers decided to go separate ways. The first brother, named Zvonimir, dreamed of the sea. He loved someone far away. He believed love is not for sale. His journey was towards Dalmatia, where he hoped to find happiness. The second brother, Dusan, aimed to find a village in the south. He felt that far beyond the sea, his village and love awaited him. So, he walked towards Sirmia, eager to make a new beginning.
The third brother, Simeon, wished to hear music. He thought a village in the southwest held the tunes he longed for. His path led him to Thrace. This story shows the Slavic journey into the Balkans. This tale impacts the culture of southern Europe greatly. From then on, the Slavs changed this part of the world forever. Over the years, different cultures mixed, creating the rich tapestry we know today.
The story begins in the 6th century CE, under the rule of Emperor Justinian. During this time, tribes known to us as the Slavs appeared in historical records. Names like the Antes and the Veneti were seen in the writings of Eastern Roman historians. These tribes lived on the borders of the Byzantine Empire, which were located in modern-day Ukraine and Central Europe. They were starting to make their presence known to the world around them.
The Slavs soon became federati of the Byzantines. This meant they were allies used to help defend against other tribes coming from the north. They were also friends of the Avars, a nomadic group. Slowly, these Slavic tribes began to move into the Balkans. This period marked the early steps of their journey into new lands. It's quite fascinating how history remembers their movements, considering the limited resources back then.
The Eastern Romans used the Slavs in their armies. However, the state of the Byzantine Empire was weakening after Justinian's death. This gave the Avars and Slavs a chance to gain more freedom and to raid Byzantine lands. These raids are noted in the writings of the time. The Eastern Roman Empire began to see changes as these Slavic tribes shifted the region's dynamics. It was a time of major transition, with new groups taking advantage of the situation.
The period allows us to reflect on the importance of historical records. Without them, we wouldn't comprehend how Slavic groups became so influential in the Balkans. It showcases the beginnings of their journey and their interactions with the Byzantine Empire. If you like these stories, consider clicking Join. You'll get transcripts of all episodes and support us, which we truly appreciate. Continuation of this journey will bring deeper insights into their cultural development.
After Justinian, the Byzantine Empire experienced chaos. During this time, the Slavs saw many chances. The Avars played an important role as they worked with the Slavs during this chaos. They both moved into the rich lands of the empire. But this was not just random movement. The raids during the Byzantine-Sassanid War were planned. They even reached important cities like Thessaloniki. These events are known as the first wave of Slavic movement into the Balkans.
The Slavs and Avars even tried to take Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire. As a result, many Slavs began to settle in places like Bulgaria. These early movements set the stage for more migrations. The Byzantine Empire had to face not only the Slavs but also a new world order. This time shaped how new societies were formed and created a unique mix of cultures in the Balkans.
During the Byzantine-Sassanid War, the empire became weak and suffered. The Slavs and Avars took advantage of this. They used the conflict to move deeper into the empire's lands. These actions led to different social structures, and the Slavs began to create a significant presence. The unity with the Avars was practical for both groups, as they shared common goals in these migrations, and the desire for new homes and resources in a time of great instability.
At the same time, the society was changing around the empire. The Slavic groups mixed with other peoples, and new cultures began to emerge. This process of change was important for relations within the Balkans. The interaction between various groups created a diverse social network. This complexity set the foundation for the later Slavic impact and cultural changes. It shows the vibrant life of the Balkans during these interesting times.
In the 8th century, the Byzantine Empire faced many problems. They were fighting wars on multiple fronts, which left them open to attacks. During this time, the Slavs saw a chance to move further into the Balkans. With the Byzantines busy, they took advantage and settled in new areas. The Slavs used the weaknesses of the Byzantine Empire to grow their presence in the region.
As the Slavs moved south, they reached places like Greece. The Byzantines were very alarmed by this. They saw the Slavs as outsiders taking over their lands. This pushed the Byzantines to respond. They faced the challenge of dealing with new Slavic states. These included early forms of what would later become important groups in that area. Adjusting to these changes was not easy for the Byzantine rulers.
Even though the Byzantines were strong, they had trouble keeping control. Archaeologists found evidence that shows the Slavs and locals lived together. Items like pottery show different styles mixing. This suggests some cooperation between the groups. Yet, the political scene was very unstable. Many shifts in power took place, which affected who ruled the land.
All this political instability made it hard for the Byzantines to maintain order. The arrival of the Slavs was part of this. The challenges they faced were complex. New states were forming and growing strong. This changed the social order, requiring the Byzantine Empire to rethink its strategies. These developments set the stage for future struggles and adaptations.
The Byzantine Empire was facing difficult times. They had to come up with strategies to solve their problems. To recover, they focused on getting back the lands they lost. They started military campaigns to reconquer territories in the Balkans. However, they could not always keep control easily. Instead, they placed small groups of soldiers in certain areas to maintain order. These garrisons were limited in number, but they aimed to show the Byzantines still held power.
Local Slavic leaders in regions like Montenegro and Croatia were allowed to rule, but with conditions. They could govern as long as they acknowledged Byzantine authority. However, the Byzantines sometimes used more forceful ways to manage these areas. For example, they moved populations around to prevent any rise in rebellion. Such tactics were not always peaceful, leading to tensions. Over time, these actions influenced the cultural connections between the Slavs and the Byzantines.
As the local Slavic states grew stronger, they posed challenges to Byzantine control. New Slavic states were forming and becoming significant forces in the region. These changes were happening as the Byzantines tried to strengthen their rule. The political landscape was shifting, and it was not an easy task for the Byzantines to adapt to these changes. They needed to rethink their strategies to keep up with the growing influence of local Slavic powers.
The Byzantine approaches had mixed results. Sometimes their strategies were effective, while other times they faced setbacks. It was a period of learning and adaptation for the Byzantines. Some of their efforts to control the Slavs worked well in certain areas, but in others, it led to complications. The interactions and conflicts between the Byzantines and Slavic groups shaped the historical and cultural landscape of the region in many ways.
As the Byzantine Empire tried to keep control, they decided to convert the Slavs. They thought that making them Christian would help integrate them. The Byzantines tried to baptize Slavic leaders, hoping they would follow the new faith. This was a big change because it also involved the concept of civilization. For the Byzantines, being Christian and civilized meant being part of their world. They wanted the Slavs to leave their old beliefs behind.
One strategy was taking Slavic leaders' children to the Imperial court. Here, the young would learn about Christianity and Byzantine life. This idea was to make them loyal to the empire. Resulting in mixed outcomes, some Slavic tribes accepted Christianity, while others returned to their old rituals. It was about shaping the Slavs' religious identity. This process showed how complex it was to bring such different groups together under one belief system.
The conversion of the Slavic people was not easy. Some leaders embraced the new faith, hoping to build rapport with the Byzantine Empire. Conversion involved not just changing beliefs, but also adapting to new customs. In some areas, the Byzantines managed to bring the Slavs closer through religion. However, the ties established by faith were often fragile. The Byzantines had to work hard to keep these newly converted groups united.
In the long run, religion played a major role in shaping the region's dynamics. Over time, many Slavs accepted Christianity, which brought them closer to the Byzantine way of life. However, this also meant they adopted new customs and left some old traditions behind. Even so, the mix of Christian teachings and original practices resulted in a unique regional culture. This evolution in faith and lifestyle had a lasting effect on the Slavic communities.
The Slavs took many paths when they entered the Balkans. These paths were influenced by the cultures they met, such as the Avars. One group, known as the White Croats, was pushed into the Balkans. Their stories are important for understanding how Slavic groups changed over time. The White Croats' journey was unique and played a key role in shaping their identity. As they moved, these groups mixed with local tribes, leading to cultural exchanges.
In the Carpathian region, the intermixing of Slavic tribes with locals created new identities, such as the Rusins. This process of formation was complex and took time. The Rusins became an Eastern Slavic group, alongside others like the Russians and Ukrainians. This historical development shows how important interactions were in shaping Slavic cultures. As Slavic tribes settled, they created new communities with distinct traditions and ways of life that still exist today.
The mixing of cultures didn't stop with the White Croats. In Croatia and Serbia, similar processes happened. Slavs and locals combined their cultures, leading to unique regional influences. These changes were both cultural and social, affecting daily life and traditions. The blending of different ways created a rich tapestry that defines these areas even now. As Slavic tribes formed states, they had to navigate these cultural mixtures, sometimes causing shifts in power and leadership.
In Thrace, the Slavs encountered the Bulgars, a Turkic people. Together, they formed a new culture known as the Bulgar-Slav synthesis. This brought new customs and ideas to the region, influencing future developments. The mix of Bulgars and Slavs led to the foundation of the Bulgarian people. These interactions were key in the cultural and social evolution of the Balkans, leading to a vibrant and diverse region. Thank you to all our listeners for following this adventurous story. Please remember to like and comment on this episode and let us know your thoughts. If you're interested in the complete text of our talks, consider joining our YouTube membership for exclusive access. Your support means the world to us and helps us continue making great content. Until next time, take care and stay curious.